In this video, we will be implementing our tic-tac-toe game with the help of some of the functions such as def, and we will be doing a lot of stuff in this video, and let's begin. Hello all, my name is Abdurrahman and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this video, we will be implementing our tic-tac-toe game with the help of some of the more basic functions in Python. If you remember guys, in the last video, what we have done is we started building our tic-tac-toe game where we have built till here. So first of all, we have created a list called player. The variable name is player, and in that one 000 we have, and the reason is that tic-tac-toe game is going to be 3 by 3 grid, right? And after that we have something called as print abcd, and the reason is that, for example, if I want to play on the 0 and the a1 be here, and if I want to play somewhere around here, then I have to give a0 a1 like that. Okay, so here we have the print abcd, and then we have the for count enumerate. So now let's run this program and let's see how the output that we are getting. So this is how the output that we are getting. For example, if I want to play here and I'm getting here the 1. Okay, and the reason is that here we have done something called as player equal to 0, etc. Now guys, I wanted to explain you a concept in Python of lists. I wanted to extend this video of the lists because we need to understand some more things. But before that, I want to tell that what I'm going to do in this video. So in this video guys, I will be implementing our tic-tac-toe game with some of the functions, and we will be doing a lot of stuff such as error handling, and we will be bringing our game into an action, etc. So, first of all, I wanted to explain you how lists are going to work. And in the last video, yeah, this was the last video's file. Now here we have something called as player 01. I wanted to create a list in this file. So I will be giving something called as L. Okay. So I'm going to call it as L, or I can just give here the A. Okay. So A is going to be equal to, I'm going to give here 1 comma 2 comma 3 6 and till 6 I'm giving, or I will be giving till 10. Now as I studied that lists are changeable, mutable, and tuples are immutable. So I wanted to show you what's the difference between now how lists can be changed and why tuples can be changed. Now the reason is that they can't be changed is that they have done like that. Python programmers, whoever has built the Python. Anyhow, we have the a list called A, which we are having the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if you remember in the last video, one more thing I said is in the video of basic fundamentals, I talked how indexing works in Python, right? For example, here we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till we have the 9. But if I want to just print here the 1 with the help of print function, what we can do is we have to give print a and then in the brackets 1 0, and the reason is that in Python indexing is going to start from 0. So this one is going to be 0, this 2 is going to be the 1, this is going to be 3, this is going to be 4, this is going to be 2, sorry, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So according to the Python, it's going to be around 8 numbers if we start from this 0. So I wanted to show you how it's going to work. If I give here the print A, what we are getting, we are giving print A. When I am running this, I'm going to get here the output. Wait for some time, and as you can see we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But here I just wanted to print here the 5. Sorry, what we say, just 5 only. I wanted to print. How do we print that? Okay, so I don't want to give here something called as print 5 like this. No, I don't want like this. I just want here the print the 5. How do we do that? It's pretty simple. We have to give here the a that we have created the variable, and which character, which letter we want from the 0. So we have to count according to the Python, right? So this is going to be 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So 5 is going to be the fourth character. So what I will do is I will give here the a and then square brackets, and I will be giving here the 4. And if I run it, let's see the output. As you can see here, we're just getting here the 5 because here we have given the 4. It's not like for the numbers only, it's for everything such as strings, characters, etc. If I give here, sorry, in place of 5, if I give here something called as hello, and if I run it, I'm going to always get hello because here we have given here the 4. If I change it to the 5 only, now we are going to get here something called as 5. Okay, so we understood the reason, right? But here, what if we want to print more numbers at a time? For example, let's say we want to print from 5 to 9. So that we also we can do, but I wanted to do explain you with a simple terms. So here we have the 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is 4. This is 4, 5, 6. So I wanted to print 7 also. So what I will do is I will be giving like this, and this is going to be the 7. It's going to print 5, 6, 7 that we are getting. Okay, but here I want to print till 9. What I will do, I will give here the 8, and it's going to print here till 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now here it's going to work like this, but here what we have to do is we can also do like this. We have to just give the double colon and then run this python program. We can also do like this. Let's see, we are getting 13579. Why are we getting 13579? Because here we are getting here 1 3. So it's like odd numbers. Okay, so this is how lists are in python are going to work. So that's why in the last video I just given like this. So player 0 means this is the actual one. Okay, and from that one I'm calling this one. Okay, so this is how the lists are going to work. Now let's implement it with our game. So I have created a new file, and I'm going to copy all of the code that we have created already in the last video. I will be saving that also. Okay, so that we have every version of Python program. For example, so if we have some time where we will be getting errors, and if our program deleted by mistake, then so that we can copy from there. Okay, so right now we have the player 0, 1, 2. Let's see how the output that we are getting right now. We are getting like this. But what I want to do is I want to write here a function, def function. I will be talking about def later on, like what it is. But let's give you something called as game, where we are not going to have any parameters in the brackets. And here we are going to press here the tab. Okay. Now if I run it, let's see the output, how we are going to get. So here we are just getting A, B, C, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, sorry, we are getting the first one. Okay, but if I also give tab here, and if I tab this one, tab it, and run it, and let's see how they are going to get the output. They are not getting any output. They are not getting anything, right? And the reason is that here we are getting something called as print. So despite this with the DAV, what's going to happen is it's going to work till here only. So what I will do is I will remove this program. So we can remove this program, but we have why we use this one, something called as def. Why do we use this function? It's pretty simple, and the reason is that, for example, if you want to run this program 2 times, okay. For example, I have this one. I'm running this here, and I wanted to run this here also. Okay, what I will do, I have to rewrite. If I want to run this 10 times in a different output, then I have to run that 10 times. So one way we have is we will be removing what you have written, and what I will do is I will be giving here the game, and I will be using here the brackets and run it. Okay, it's pretty simple. We are going to get like this, but here we are getting here the one. Do you know that? Right, we are getting here the one. But if I want to print that before also, here also, what I can do is game, and I can give here like this, right? And then we are going to get here the output. So here we are just getting the plain one, and here we are getting here the 0. So there is no difference in between doing like that. Okay, so what I want to do is I don't want to print here like this. One more thing that we can give here is a. Example, a is equal to game. Okay, game I can give, and in the below, what should I give here? You have to give here the a, and see that how it's going to work. It's not going to work. So for that you have to pass here the brackets, run it, and then we are going to get the actual output. So this way also we can do here. So what I want to do is I wanted to remove this one. Okay, come down here and give here something called as game. Now here we have to pass here the parameters also. Okay, so for passing the parameters, we will be passing that later on because we don't need that right now. But let's talk about what is the use of def function in Python. So guys, def is a function for defining, and def is a keyword for defining a function in Python. Like why we have used here the def is that, for example, as I said, when we want to run this at a time, so we have a lines, thousands of lines of code, then we can run it easily, right? So we want to run this bunch of code. What we can just give is just give here the game and run it. It's pretty much simple. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to implement this. I want to use here the parameters. How do we do that? But before doing that, I want to change the names of the variables that we have created, such as we have the player, right? I want to change its name. I want to change this game. Let's change it. Okay, so in this place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it the game board. So and the reason is that game board means actually write what it's going to do is it's going to print here the board. For example, if I draw here the paper, for if I draw the tic-tac-toe game on our paper and show that, what should we call? So that's why I'm going to call it as the game board. Okay, so here we have this one. This is going to be the game board. Here also game board, and I'm going to call it as the game board. Okay, now we have worked with these things. Now let's implement this with the parameters in Python. How do we do that? Before that, I wanted to show you how parameters, how the functions, how the function is going to work. Okay, so I wanted to explain you with another example. So let's make this multi-line comment by giving this single colons here, and let's make this some space. What I will do is I will be creating something called as def, and I will be giving here something called as x example. Okay, I will be giving it the brackets and return etc. Okay, or I don't want to give this. Let's give it and take it out. How the output that we are going to get. I know that how I am waiting, but I want to show you. Okay, so we are not getting anything here right now, right? So here I wanted to pass here the parameters as I said you, right? How do we pass that? Now, for example, if you want to add something, why do you use actually parameters in Python? It's pretty simple. For example, you don't know you wanted to create something where it's not available, but it will be there after a time, right? So it's going to work like that. So what I will do is I will be giving x comma y. Okay, so these are the parameters. Remember. Now in Python, return is a function which is going to print in the terminal. So I'm giving yes x plus y and run it. I'm not getting here any output, right? But one thing that we can do here is we can give here the value of x and y. Okay, so this is going to work. Okay, now I wanted to implement the same thing with this game also. So in that game, we have the game, right? So I wanted to give you something called as player. So the reason that I have changed here the names is that we have something called as player, right? So I want to give here the player. I want to remove it and give it here the player. After that, I want to give here the row that we already created, and I wanted to give here the columns, because in tic-tac-toe game we are going to have something called as rows and columns, right? So that's why I have done like that. Now here, one more thing that I wanted to show you is, for example, what I will do is I will be placing it right now. Run it. Okay, wait, I'm getting here errors. So what I will do is I will be copying this one, copying, removing this one, and run it right now, and let's see how the output. So we are getting like this, right? But I want to print here the two. What I will do, I will give you something called as game, and this one, run it. So here we are getting the without the one and with the one that we are getting right now. Now I don't want these two things. So what I will do, the comment these two lines. Okay, now let's paste here the parameters. So what actually going to happen with the parameters? Now let's see how the output that we are going to give. So here we are getting game missing three required positional arguments. What happens basically, guys, is that here I have to give here its value. Okay, so what here we are giving as the variables, and for example here we have the one comma, which is 2 comma, this is 3. Now here for this one is going to be for the player, because we have given the player first. So this one is equal to player, and this row is equal to 2, and the column is going to be the 3. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. Let's run it and check out how the output that we are getting. So nothing we are able to do on this game, right? So we wanted to make some changes on this game, so we have to implement some more things here right now. So we know that how to create here the parameters, but one more thing that we can give here is we can give here the defaults. For example, we can give here the 0 for this one. For the row that we can give is equal to 0 here also, and the column is equal to 0. We don't have any values for that right now, but we can change it later on. How do we do that? Just by creating what we have given here, the same thing, tab it and run it. So I want the row 2 and the first column. Run it right now and click whether so anything didn't happen. So as I said that this is these both two things are going to work same as giving 1 to 1 or player equal to 1, row equal to 2, column equal to 1. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. Now let's bring this game into some action. Okay, now one more thing that I want to do is I don't want to give here something called as, for example, when I run it I don't want to just give here like that also. So the game is going to be something like we have to prompt here, like for example, which player do you want to play, one or two. It's going to ask like that. So I will be giving one, I'm going to get here the two, etc. Okay, so something up in here, sorry. Okay, so it's going to get the right like that. So what I will do is I will be implementing that with I will be implementing some of the things in this game. Now guys, what I will do is, if you see here, we have the player, we have the row and the column. I'm going to add another parameter here, and that is going to be just display. Display. So it's going to be display is going to be obviously false. And here I'm going to give here as the true in the below here somewhere around here. So here we have something called as game mode, which is a variable right now. Now I wanted to add here if statements. I wanted to explain you what are if statements. So first of all, I will be commenting out this one, and I want to explain how if statements are going to work for you. Now, when you are writing a Python program, okay, and you wanted to see that you want to give some of the conditions, okay. So, for example, if I say that, so okay, I have x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. Have it, okay. You have x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. Now, what I want to do is if x is greater than y, then wait. If it is there, like if it is in this case or greater than y like this, and what should happen is it should print something called as, yeah, so x is greater than y. I wanted to print, and when I run it, wait, yeah, it's taking some time for running, but let's wait for some time. So we have the value, we are not getting anything. Y, so we have x is equal to 20, y equal to, okay. So here we are giving that if x is okay, print x is greater than. If it is not the case, then what if I give like this? It's not like it's not the case. So okay, so right now we are getting x is greater than y when we are getting x is if the x is greater than y, or no, not this way, or I should change its values. 20, this is going to be 10. Okay, and now if I run it, I'm not going to get that. Okay, if it is the case like this. Okay, now we have the greater than. Sorry, I was doing a mistake. Now I'm going to delete this and rerun it. We are saying that we know the value of x. Okay, x is 20, y is 10. Now, if x is greater than y, then we are saying that print this one. So without the if, we can't do this one. So if is the most useful thing. But if it is not greater than that one, what should we do is we have to give it is else. Okay, we can also give the else and if. Now here, wait, we give like this and run it. Okay, we have x is greater than y. We know the value of x is greater than y. But in place of that, if I give 10 and 20 and run it, I'm getting x is not greater than y. What's the reason? Tell me. The reason is that I'm giving here the if statement. If it is not working in this way, if it is not this one, then it might be the second option. That's why we gave here the else. It's going to work like that. So that's why, and now I'm going to run it again. As you can see, x is not greater than y. So this is how these functions are going to work, like if and else statements are going to work. I will be talking about these things later on, but I want to use here right now. Now here, what I will do is I will be giving something called as if. If not, if it is not the just a display, then I will be creating here a column where I will be giving game and board. Yeah, right. Game board, which is row and the column. But I wanted to remove this one. Okay. Yeah, not this one also. Okay, and run it right now. And okay, so here we are not getting anything, right? Just we are getting here the one. How is it? How it's possible? It's possible because here we have given all the stuff. We are saying that game board, our what we say, our variable that we created, and then we have the row which we have created here, which is zero, and the row is two. So it's going to work in that way. Yeah. Now I want to do as I have done before, just the display. Nothing is going to happen with this Python program. Let's run it again. We are getting this one again and again. Now I wanted to add one more parameter that is going to be game map. Okay, game map we have, and we have the game board, right? I don't want the game board here. I just want the game map. Okay, and here also the same thing. Game map. Wait, what happened? Okay. So here I wanted to give here the game map, and here we have the game. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. So here it's going to work like this, and so we can do one more thing, and that is I will be removing these two. I don't want this one. And if I come here, I will be creating a variable. Okay. So we have here something called as game map. We have the game right A. I will be creating A equal to like this, and I will be giving here something called as player. Right. So here we have the game, but it's confusing, right? Wait. I'm going to recreate this column, this line, and here I will be doing is I will be removing all of this stuff that we have written here. Oh, sorry, I will be removing in this line stuff, and I will be giving something called as game board. Just display is going to be true, and here we are going to give here something called as game board. Yeah, again game board. Okay, now let's run it and check with the, how the output that we are going to get. Yeah, we are getting like this. So we are getting the two, what we say, we are getting the type of question, the plain one, and the second is that we have implemented. Now, one more thing that we have to do is we have to give here the return game map, and I'm going to run it. Let's see how it's going to work. So it's going to work in the same way. So this is how it's going to work. Now I wanted to suggest you one thing, and that is there is something called as Codium. So there is an extension in Visual Studio Code. You can also work in the online code editor. So this is a code editor. Basically, what it does is it's going to predict what we are going to write later on, and then it's going to automatically give us the suggestions that okay, so as I got the suggestions that type like this, so this is pretty much helpful for the beginners. Okay, so anyhow, let's continue this one. So here we are not getting anything. Now let's do for the error handling, like what will you do when we are getting some type of error, like for example when we are playing the game and it asks you that where do you want to play, which player. If I give one, and it's going to play on the one. If I give two, it's going to play on the second player. But what if I want to play on, what if I give it a five when there is no player called as five? So, right, so there will be some problems. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video, and I hope you liked and enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you all in another tutorial. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.